Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sammy again. Today, I want to make another video, and this one's going to be about a more seamless testing method than a lot of things I've actually seen on YouTube. So, before the video starts, I just want to preface this by saying, you're gonna have to test this yourself. I'm not saying it's the best method. It's definitely something you should test. I think everybody should try it out. But I'm not saying this is better than whatever you're doing, or stop whatever you're doing and do this. Not what I'm saying. Just it's another thing you could try, and no harm done if it doesn't work. At least you tried something out and learned something. So I'm going to start by giving a little explanation of this method. So basically, what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the stuff that really matters in a test. And so I really broke it down, like psychologically, what are we doing for the product test? Okay, the first thing we're trying to validate the product, and we want to see if it's like a product market fit, if we're going to be able to sell it. Now, if you've seen a product sell anywhere else, it's already a product market fit, it has a market, but are you going to be able to sell it the way you're selling it? Okay, because you could take the same product, for example, let's just say a posture corrector. You can sell it with 10 different angles. You could sell it, one is like it helps your back pain, one is it fixes posture, one makes you look more masculine or whatever because you have better posture. There's 10 different ways you could sell every product, way more than 10. So you're looking not necessarily for a product that you can make work, because theoretically you can make anything work. I could go sell this cup and I could say it's like fucking chakra healing, it's gonna make your life better, and someone might buy it. So you could literally sell anything at all if you got the right angles for it. But what we want to focus on is things that are easiest to sell and stuff that we're going to be able to sell easily. So what we're going to focus on is basically testing fast, utilizing existing content, not making new content for everything for the most basic test, and just checking if it's a product market fit. Does it get buying intent? And then it's a 3-phase process, and I'm going to show you that. So I got right here my little whiteboard. It's actually used to be a MacBook case. I just put a little whiteboard sticker on it. But you see we got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Now, guys, I'm not the best at handwriting, so you're going to have to bear with me. And I know the lighting's not all that great. I don't have a great setup, but I'm buying a new computer and a camera, so soon the videos will get a bit better. So let me turn it this way. Maybe the extra light will make it easier to see. So we got phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Okay, so let me explain that a little bit, because you're probably wondering, okay, what do you mean phase 1, phase 2, phase 3? I thought we just, test it and then we just scale it to $1 million. Okay, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to focus on basically breaking it down into different parts so we could, segment things, and also make this a little more seamless so you could outsource it. So, you could have your VA do it. So basically, the way these phases work is phase 1 is just going to be basically the most basic validation phase. We want to see if we could take, an existing ad, an existing copy, an existing landing page. You can make minor tweaks so you're not, plagiarizing, but basically utilizing all that, getting all the content within 1 hour, literally, so it's super fast. You're not wasting time at all. So, and then basically just advertising it on Pinterest or Facebook the most basic way, and within 2x of spending the margin. So let's say your margin for your product is $20, you're going to spend $40 on the test. If within that basically $40 spent, you want to see add to carts and checkouts. Okay, so primarily just add to carts. So let's say if I'm selling a product and the margin's $20, and I'm going to spend $40 on my test, I want to see at least 5 to 10 add to carts. Okay, if it's 5, that's good enough for me. I'm going to move it to phase 2. So let me break down what these phases actually mean. So phase 1, this is the validation phase. Okay, this is where we're just going to see if we take other content, stuff someone else scaled with, and apply it to our store. So for example, use an app like Big Spy or Ad Spy. You go find the best performing video creative for that product. So let's say it's posture corrector. You type in posture corrector, you'd find a store that's been selling in the past 6 months. You'd take basically essentially their ad, their copy, their landing page, make minor tweaks so you're not plagiarizing them, and then you'd basically just plug that in and launch the test the next day. See how fast that is? You're not wasting any time. You're not thinking of, oh, how do I make this landing page? You're taking stuff that's already validated, so those variables don't need to be tweaked. So basically when you run the test, you don't have questions after, let's say if it didn't get sales, you don't have questions like, oh, is my landing page good enough? Was my ads good enough? You already know they're good enough because someone else scaled with it. So that's the logic for phase 1, okay? So like, let's say we get a posture corrector and we plug it in and it passes phase one. Okay, so I'm gonna just make A the posture corrector. So the posture corrector, we're now gonna move it over to phase two. So we're just gonna plug it in over here to phase two. And what we're going to do in phase two, if it gets, 5 to 10 add to carts within $40 spent, which is the, 2x the margin, what we're going to do is phase two, we're going to come in here and we're going to build a custom landing page. Okay. And I'm going to make a more detailed video on that where I show you guys exactly how to do it and I make one with you. But for now, I'm going to you could refer to someone like Charlie Brandt and look at their landing page videos and copy that because that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a custom landing page using Gem Pages or a page builder app. And you're going to basically focus on making the landing page like funnel style, long form sales page, like as best as possible. So it's not going to be a shitty, Shopify product listing anymore. We're going to basically add in a lot of trust. So, we're going to add in a lot of branding as well. So, for example, to do that, you would just add things like not just, little payment processing like trust bars. You'd add things like as seen on, you'd Photoshop it so all these little icons are the same as colorways as your website. You're going to add in a lot of cognitive biases. If you don't know what that is, search it up. It's basically cognitive bias is like a psychological, I guess you could call it like a tick. And the more the more cognitive biases you use in your landing page and your ads, the higher chance someone's going to make an impulse buy. So like, let's say, let me just give you an example of cognitive bias, but you should really go search them up because I think there's like, more than 25 different cognitive biases you could use. One of them is like risk. So people don't like to do something because of the risk involved with it, right? So, to solve that cognitive bias, you would just put like a 30-day money back guarantee, no risk at all, seamless returns, stuff like that. So that's what I mean. You're going to basically build your landing page using AIDCA format, and you're going to plug and play like all these cognitive biases into there while you're also, displaying stuff like the benefits, testimonials, all that. You're going to go to Amazon. You're going to look through the reviews of the product, or similar products. You're going to see what the bad reviews are. You're going to address all those issues so the people on your landing page have like no objections at all. And you're also going to put the add to cart button and the price, like the little section where the product's price, image, and add to cart button is. You're going to move that all the way to the bottom of the page. Okay, you're not going to give someone the option to even see the price at the top. They have to take in all that information before they get there. Now, what that's going to do, it's going to make your store convert way better. Okay, I'm talking, it might take you from a 1% conversion rate to a 6% conversion rate. And make sure it's AIDCA format. Now, if you don't know what AIDCA is, I'm going to make a video on that as well. But it's basically attention, interest, desire, conviction, action. Okay, so attention phase. You're going to grab their attention. You're going to make a hook. Top of the page, you should have something like, let's say it's a posture corrector. You should have like a quote or something, or not even a quote, like maybe pose the problem, like fix your back pain or fix your posture in minutes with this, seamless and easy to use, posture correction system or something like that, right? It's a hook. It draws them in, gets them to keep going down the page. Then you add in trust. You put as seen on BuzzFeed, as seen on this, put a picture, Photoshop, the BuzzFeed logo onto it, whatever. And then boom. After that, you're going to go to the interest phase. You want to spark their interest more. You're going to show testimonials. You're going to show people that emotionally benefited from the product and, the benefits that the product gave them. Okay. And then after that, you want to work that into the desire section. You want to create more desire for the products. You're really going to focus in on the benefits. And like, it's basically a play off, the last one, the interest section. You're going to really play on the desire and the emotions that the products, basically that you could tie into it. So for example, like let's say for a posture corrector, if you wanted to talk about like the emotional benefits of it, you could like think of someone who has really bad posture and is like in pain and their life is like suffering because of it, and talk about how great their life has been, since they've got it and stuff like that. Okay. And so it's a lot of stuff. I can't pack this into like a little 1-minute explanation. So I'm just going really broad right here, but like look up AIDCA format and it's going to blow your fucking mind, but literally apply that to your landing page. Okay. So phase two, AIDCA custom landing page using gem pages, cognitive biases, make sure it has testimonials, really nice reviews. You're going to make a really nice funnel style landing page. Okay. That's what phase two is. So basically what we did, we're using, the old winning landing page here, we're revamping it, making it 30 times better for phase 2. So now when we test it, all those people that were adding to cart, let's say I had 5 add to carts, it's likely that a lot of them are going to purchase now, and you're going to get a lot more add to carts with this style landing page. What we're also going to do in phase 2 is we're going to create 5 different creatives based off that winning creative from phase 1. So whatever creative you had in phase 1, or even you could go and source different ones. Let's see, find other ones on Big Spy that were really good creatives. You're gonna make 5 just like that with, you know, different first 3 seconds. You could probably do 2 where you just change the first 3 seconds and change the hook. You could do 2 where you change like the midsection of the video and the hook, and you could do 1 that's completely different but following the same structure as that video. So what we've just done here is what this is gonna do. It's gonna increase your conversion rate, and it's also gonna increase your CTR and lower your cost per click on ads. So now your ads are going to be cheaper, so you're going to get more clicks and they're going to convert better. So basically, what the whole like logic of this is from phase 1, you know, you're taking something that already works, but it's not optimizing it. It's not optimized yet, and you're optimizing it to perform a lot better. And now phase 2, we're still testing, keep in mind. So we're going to go back in, and now we're going to spend basically 3x the margin, okay? And you can play with this. You could spend more if you need to spend more, but usually phase 2, I'll spend about $100 or so. So like, let's say we plugged in 5 products to phase 1, okay? Out of those 5 products, only 2 of them got 5 or more add to carts after 2x the margin spent. We plug those 2 into phase 2. We remake the landing pages. We get 5 winning ad remakes for each, okay? And now at phase 2, we're gonna spend 3x the margin or $100 to test. And what we're looking for here is basically at least break-even results, okay? So you wanna see break-even results. So let's say our break-even ROAS for this product, for the posture corrector is like a 1.5. If we see anything less than a 1.5, we're just gonna cut this product, and you're gonna put it into a section of like all your cut products. And I want you to save the results there, because you could always go back to those and re-angle them and try to sell them later. It doesn't mean it's not a winning product. It doesn't mean you can't sell it. It's just not the easiest to sell. And for this method, we're looking for the easiest stuff to sell. So you're gonna go put that into, save it for later, go put it into your cut products. That might still be a possibility, but it was cut, and put what stage it fell off at, phase 2, phase 3, whatever. And also list out all the metrics and stuff that the ads got, shit like that, all right? Put it in an Excel sheet, it takes 5 minutes. If you don't know how to learn Excel, just learn it, it's worth your time. Okay, so like, let's say 2 products make it to phase 2, okay? Now we test them, and only 1 product is break even, okay? So like, let's say 1 product, the posture corrector, is break even, say we get a 1.7 ROAS, okay? Not the best, but you know, it's profitable. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically follow phase 2 again, and we're gonna use that data we got from our ads, we're gonna hone in on our demographic, and we're gonna create a customer avatar. So for the product, we're gonna create a customer avatar. What does the person look like? You're gonna look in your results, and you're gonna see which demographics are clicking the ad, which ones are converting more, and you're basically gonna try and create a customer avatar where you're like, okay, the type of person that buys my product is maybe like middle-aged men. They're interested in like, you know, golf, or, you know, being active, stuff like that. And you're just going to create an avatar for them. You're going to try and figure out their interests, what they're interested in, what do they care about, you know, what's a big deal to them, what do they not care about. And now you're going to go back in and basically repeat phase 2, but with that in mind. And now you're going to customize your landing page again. You're going to go a little bit more in depth with it, spend more time with it. And then you're going to do the same thing with ads. You're going to make 5 or 10 more ads. I would say make this like more like 10 or 15 more ads when you're going from phase 2 to phase 3. But yeah, you're going to make like 10, 15 more ads. You're going to revamp the landing page again, even better. And then you're going to go into phase 3. And now what phase 3 is going to look like is we're going to do the same thing as phase 2. We're just spending a lot more. So now you're not necessarily spending 2x the margin, 3x the margin. We're going to be spending, you know, we're going to be more so testing like a lot of different interests. We want to start testing a lot of different interests. Like I'm talking, maybe you could start with 10 at $10 a day. So you're spending about $100 a day, and test that for 3 to 4 days. So you spend $300 to $400. I think that's a good amount. And you want to see how the results go from there. You want to see, okay, which interests are performing better, you know, cut all the losers. So like, let's say you test 10 interests, only 4 of them do good. And make sure when you're testing interests, make sure one of them is just targeting broad, no targeting, okay? Because what you want to see is almost break even results with your open targeting. If your open targeting isn't almost break even, I might just cut the product because I like products that perform with open no targeting. Those are usually the best products. Okay, so let's say you get to phase 3, your product does well, you plugged it in, you spent about $400, maybe 4 of the interests are profitable, the rest aren't, so you had cut them, after they spent the margin, and let's say open targeting was profitable. So at this point, now you're going to scale. And now scaling, that's beyond testing, so we're no longer in the testing phase. You have completed the testing phase, your product is now in the scaling phase. And our scaling phase is going to look different, and I'll make a new video on that. But this is the testing, format and our testing strategy that we're going to follow. So the goal is to get as many products into phase 3 as possible. And with my method, personally, I'm using a general store. I'd recommend using a general store. There's not really a downfall of it until you scale. So have a general store just purely for testing. And then I would say, just build out other stores. Once you get a product that passes phase 3, move it over to a niche store maybe, and then, continue from there and scale. And now just a few basic scaling strategies you could do. You could continue to horizontally scale, test new interests, see which ones stick, cut the losers, increase the budget about 40% every 3 days as long as it's profitable. So like, let's say you have an ad set at $10, you could bump it up to 15 after 3 days, and after another 3 days, bump it up to 25. Still profitable. After another 3 days, bump it up to 40. Okay. So I don't like to double it, but I like to keep it about 40%. And that's how I like to do it. I don't like to duplicate a ton of ad sets. I like stuff to perform just by vertically scaling a lot too. So we're horizontally scaling, but we're also vertically scaling mainly. Like the goal is to have eventually, within about 2 weeks, we want to have multiple ad sets spending like $200 to $300 a day. And, that's the goal with this. And so there's a lot more complex stuff you do scaling. There's a million ways to scale. So I'm not going to get too much into that. But yeah, that's basically the testing method, guys. And if you do this, I guarantee you're going to find winning products. You're going to make money with this. And it's going to take out a lot of the uncertainty you have when you're testing. And it's essentially going to waste a lot less time. Now, before I end this video, let's just make a quick breakdown again. Let's just go over the whole process. So let's say my name's Sammy. Sammy goes in, tests 10 products, okay? Actually, I don't want to do 10. Let's say 5. So A, B, C, D, E. I forgot what was after D for a second, dude. But okay, let's say we got 5 products that we go in. We want to test phase 1. So we test phase 1. We spend 2x the margin. We duplicate all the content. This might take about 4 hours to set up all 5 of these tests. To make the landing page or product page, I say, plug in the reviews, get the ads, source the ads, set up the campaigns. It takes about 4 hours if you're focused and you're doing it the correct way. And also make sure while you're doing this stuff, you're grouping. So grouping just means do all the same things at once. So when you build one of the landing pages, don't just build one and then move on to the next task. Build all 5, then source all 5 ads, then go and plug in all 5 reviews, and basically do it like that. You're gonna do stuff a lot faster. So like, let's say we got 5 in phase 1. Let's say out of these 5, only 3 of them, like let's say only A, B, and E, get add to carts. So C and D, they're done. So we're gonna go A, B, and E. Those are going into phase 2. I know my handwriting sucks, but it's okay. It looks more like a violin than a B. All right, whatever. But let's say you go into phase 2, you have 3 products in phase 2. So now we're in phase 2, we revamped the landing page. We're revamping the video ads. We're getting 5 creatives for each, okay? And based off the winning creative that we just used in phase 1, we're revamping the landing page, taking inspiration from the old one, but we're also, just revamping it, adding in a lot of cognitive biases, and most importantly, following AIDCA format, okay? And you're using a page builder. This is no longer the basic Shopify page, okay? So your theme doesn't matter at all. So after we do that, we're gonna go in, we're gonna test with about $100 or so, or 3x the margin, and you're gonna basically just see how the results come out, okay? So let's say after phase 2, let's say the only ones that are at least break even at this point are A and B. So we cut out E. Now E is gonna go over to our like chum bucket of products that we're gonna test later on, maybe like once we're testing again. So it's gonna go to your chum bucket for phase 2. And then you're just gonna save it, save all the metrics in an Excel sheet. But A and B, they're moving on to phase 3. So now A and B are in phase 3. Let's say that we start to basically, we do the same thing as phase 2, okay? But now we're creating the custom avatar for our product. So we really focus on the custom avatar. We really go hard on the landing page, just like we did on phase 2, but even more effort. Now we're gonna spend, I would say, at least about 5 hours on each landing page. This should take you a whole day's work just to finish the landing pages for these two. And then the next day, you're going to create the creatives for them, about 10 to 15. That's also going to be a whole day's work, maybe even 2 days. So you get 10 to 15 creatives. You're going to get, and you don't need 10 to 15 creatives. That's just best practice. I mean, you could scale to 6 figures with one creative. It's not the best practice. And if you want to operate at a higher level, make 10 to 15 creatives, okay? It's always better to do more work than less. So, especially in phase 3. But okay, so we're gonna do that, okay? We got the new creatives, we got the better landing page again, and now we're gonna go in with a higher budget. We're gonna spend about $400 on each product, okay? And at this point, they might have even made us money, so we're not digging that too deep in our pockets. And you could do a lower budget too if you want to take it slower. Okay, keep in mind, it just depends what you have to work with. So let's say at this point, we test, we put in $400, and let's say only product A is still profitable. And product B, it might have one or two interests working, but it's like hanging on for dear life. It's not doing well. And open targeting is just like shit with it. Let's say open targeting is getting like a 0.2 ROAS. I wouldn't want to continue with a product like that. So B is going to go to the phase 3 chum bucket. I'm going to save that for later, put in an Excel sheet, throw it in Google Drive somewhere. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now A, this is our winner right here. A made it. We're going to continue to scale with A. Now, different things can happen once you start scaling. You could scale it, you can make like $5,000, $10,000 profit like in a couple of weeks, and then it might fall off. And then at that point, you might be like, okay, what do I do? Is the product dead? So do I move on or do I stick with the product? Questions like this, you're gonna have to answer. So what you're gonna have to go do is you're gonna break down your landing page. You're gonna say, okay, look at your cost per click from ads and then look at your landing page. Say, what does my conversion rate need to be for me to be profitable? What does my cost per click need to be? And you'll know it's either going to be you need to lower your cost per click, which means you need your ads to perform better, or you're going to need to raise your conversion rate. And essentially, it's the same kind of deal. So you're going to want to do both. You're going to want to raise your conversion rate and lower your cost per click. But also keep in mind, it's not just cost per click, because you might be paying 50 cents per click on one ad set and 12 cents on another ad set, but the one that's 50 cents cost per click is way more profitable. So at the end of the day, you're just optimizing for profitability. So you'd focus on that. But overall, we want to lower our cost per click. So what you could do is, let's say it falls off after about 10K profit, 30K revenue. You could go and make like 20 more creatives, okay, based off your best ones that are still performing. You'll see out of your 15 creatives you had, there are probably 1 or 2 that are really good. So take those ones, revamp them, test a few different scroll stoppers, and just continue to test those creatives. Honestly, creatives are probably the most important part at this step. Once shit starts to hit the fan, it's usually your creative. Your product and offer isn't going to get fatigued nearly as fast as a creative, okay? Because the product and offer can be revamped like 10 different ways, okay? And usually the reason your ads are going to stop being profitable is you're going to notice your cost per click is going to start to go up. Your CPMs are going to start to go up because your customers are seeing the same ad over and over. And you could actually go in and see that your creatives are going to be like very fatigued. Like they're going to have a lot of overlap and a lot of, not overlap, my bad. I forget the word right now, but basically your customers are just going to see them. It's going to have a high frequency, okay? And that's not good. So at that point, you'd revamp your creatives. If after revamping it's still not doing good, at that point you could cut the product and just move on. So and after if it does work well, then you could continue to scale it. And then once you reach another threshold where your creatives need to be redone again, redo them. Personally, I'd say try to make at least 3 creatives per week once you're scaling. And if you're scaling hard, even more. And yeah, guys. So I know at the end of that, I kind of got into a little bit of the scaling stuff and it's kind of irrelevant to the testing, but I just want to put that in there because I think it will apply to a lot of you guys. I know my audience isn't necessarily just beginners or even intermediate or advanced. There's people from all over. Some of you guys are already doing 100K months. Some of you guys haven't made a single sale yet, and that's perfectly fine. So I'm just hoping everybody can take something from this. And yeah, if you like the video, please just go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notifications bell. I'm going to be posting more, and please leave some video suggestions too, because I've been getting a ton of DMs, messages, comments, but no one's really been leaving me any video suggestions. So I'd love to get your guys' feedback and see what you want to hear. So please leave me a video suggestion down below. It could be advanced, it could be beginner, doesn't matter. It could be anything. So it could even be just like mindset stuff, like entrepreneurial mindset and shit you need to do to just get shit done, okay? Because I'd be glad to make a video on that, because I think that stuff's really important too. So yeah, guys, hope you liked the video. Stay tuned. We're going to have another one in a few days. Maybe I'll start doing daily uploads. I'm not too sure. But yeah, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And remember, take action, guys. And yeah, hope you have a good one.